Hey, this is Ryan, making a quick video. Everybody out there, I just like to say stay positive, stay motivated for today. It's day one, the first day back to work after New Year. Um, Not just back to work like if you have a job, but back to work if you're trying to do things for yourself. Um, this year, I wanted to start off with making a video about a dream I had real quick. This dream was real powerful. It's kind of like one of those dreams where it's like it it really had some meaning to it. So let me just get into it real quick. Basically, I was on a trip to Thailand with some family members, and we went into they wanted to be like in a touristy area, and so we went into this touristy area, and the guy was saying that they're serving traditional Thai food at this restaurant, but it wasn't traditional Thai food. It was like food made for the tourists. Um, it wasn't traditional Thai food, so that was something to start off with the restaurant as I went in, and they had a sign out front, and on the sign it said the guy said you have to memorize like where you're gonna sit, and they had like this sounds really weird and forced. Let me see here. The sign had, I'm trying to remember it. This I wish I could cut this out. I don't know how yet, but eventually I will learn. The sign had it had numbers, and it had little painted pictures by it, and you had to remember your name, the number, and the painted picture, because he said when you go inside the restaurant you're gonna have to like sit somewhere, and you're gonna have to find that spot, and that's where your seat is. So we went in, and inside this restaurant everything was painted. Like the floor was painted, the chairs, the tables, the walls, the ceiling, everything was painted like nature, like trees and bushes and stuff like that. And on the tables there was spoons and forks and knives and stuff, and they had a little red like plastic going around the utensils, and then it had like a number. And I remember on the map thing, my number was number 85. I remember two numbers, 85 and 215. But the 215 number I didn't really remember, but the 85 number I remember really well. So I went inside, and everybody's looking for their spot, their seat, and stuff like that. And I was looking everywhere, and I passed by this one spot, and I go, I feel like this is my spot. But it was like really nice. It was up in the front. It was the spoons were the actual spoons that I own in my own house, and I felt like at home in that spot. That spot was mine, but it didn't have the number 85. And the guy said, you know, it's got to have the number 85. So I looked through the whole restaurant, and then I went in the back where like there was nobody there, and I went in the back, and I was looking all over back there, and I couldn't find it. And I go, well, I can't find it. I'm gonna go back to the one in the front that I felt like was mine. So I went back up there, and then I had some of my friends and family were sitting there, and they were like, Ryan, this is your spot. And I remember there was like a blonde lady. There was like, and she was like an actress, but not in real life, but in the dream she was like a kind of a famous actress, like someone I knew. But I don't know. I can't pinpoint who she is in real life, so maybe it was just in my dream. But anyway, she was like, Ryan, this is your spot. This is your spot. And I went over there, and I go, yeah, that's my spot. And I went and I sat down, and I remember there was this military guy, and he was sitting like not way down at the end, but kind of in the middle. And he looked and he saw me, and he was kind of like a little bit disgruntled, like, Ryan's gonna sit there. That's not his, like, well, not that it's not his spot, but he was a little bit like, I don't know if that's Ryan's spot or not. And he was getting kind of disgruntled and kind of like I'm cheating or something. I'm taking a spot that's not mine or something like that. He was getting a little bit like upset or a little something. But then once I sat down in the spot, it seemed like he didn't really care. It kind of like he seemed like he accepted that that was my spot once I sat down. And the dream, the spot that I got was really nice. It was up in front. It was like really nice. And what the dream kind of showed me was that it's kind of like in the Bible. Jesus had a parable about the farmer. So the farmer, business owner, he hired some people. He went out and hired some people to work on his farm, and so he hired a guy, and the guy went and worked on the farm, and then he went out and he hired another guy, and that guy worked on the farm, and then by the end of the day he went out and he hired another guy, and that guy came and he barely even did any work, but at the end of the day the farmer paid out all the guys the same amount of money. So the guys that got there first were upset because they were like, hey, we worked here the longest, we should get more money. And the farmer guy said, this is my money, this is my money, I'll do what I want with it. I'm paying you guys all out equal. It's my money, it's my farm, you know, and it is what it is. I'm paying out, I'm giving him the same. And so it seems kind of like unfair, right? Like, it seems unfair to those guys. But the thing is, what Jesus was saying is that the parable is about how God works. Like, the last will be first and the first will be last kind of thing. It's kind of like God doesn't work on a human level of fair, you know. Matter of fact, I don't think people really know how God works. They try to read the Bible. They try to figure out how God works because God's in the Bible a lot, you know. So they try to figure it out. But the thing it is humans' ways are not God's ways. God's ways are not human ways. So, so that's the parable, and that's how I kind of felt in the dream. I kind of felt like I was boosted up to a spot that I almost felt like I don't deserve it because it was such a nice spot. But that was my spot that God gave me, so I have to take it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't, I'm not going to sit here. No, it's like, God's like, this is where you sit. Like, don't, you know, don't, whatever it is, like, you don't second guess God, or you don't, you don't tell God no. You know what I mean? You don't tell God, like, no, it's not fair. Like, God, it's not fair. Like, no. Like, you can't say that. You just take your seat wherever he puts you. So, anyways, that's a video for today. I didn't feel like I pulled it off very good because I had the dream yesterday, and I should have did it yesterday maybe, but I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling like I'm forcing it a little bit today. Just so much going on because of the new year. Anyways, that's my video. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. I'm out. This is Ryan.